Greetings, Earthlings. David here with another digital preview and review. And as you can see in front of me, we're going to be taking a look at the Savage Worlds Science Fiction Companion Book. Now, Savage Worlds is a generic role-playing game, meaning that once you have this core book here, it has all of the rules that you need to play any type of game that you like, meaning any genre, from fantasy to superheroes to maybe World War II to, as you see here, any science fiction game. So, once you have this core book, this science fiction companion, which I'll get into in just a minute here on what's inside, all of the goodness, stacks on top of this, and you can have one heck of a science fiction game. So, as you can see here, the Science Fiction Companion is a smaller book, and it is a very high-quality hardback compared to the Savage Worlds Deluxe book. So I just wanted to show you the size difference between the two books. Now, the sci-fi book itself is of a very high quality. Like I said, it is a hardback. It does have very nice paper, a very thick, high glossy paper, and as you can see, what this does is it adds a lot of other things on top of what the core Savage Worlds Deluxe rulebook already adds. And I just kind of want to show you that the design and layout is really nice. It's very professionally done. Lots of art, lots of new weapons, lots of new vehicles, mechs, additions to mechs, starships, modifications of starships, anything sci-fi is in this book. All kinds of new creatures, items, all that good stuff. So as you can see, there's all kinds of nice art in here. And what I want to do is I just kind of want to flip through the book, show you several, just show you several pages, and then we're going to go ahead and go to the digital PDF that I also have, which comes out a lot clearer for the views. Alright, so as you can see here, this is the same book, nothing's changed. It has a very nice content section that's broken the book up into 11 chapters. And the first chapter is all about, building custom alien races and whatnot. Chapter 2 is about all the new additional gear for the sci-fi settings that you want to play. Chapter 3 is the setting rules and how to incorporate this book, which has all of the sci-fi settings for your game. Now, also, Chapter 4 is more equipment. It's basically cyberware, installing things on different pieces of equipment that you have. Chapter 5 is based on the different types of power armor that you can get in sci-fi settings. Chapter 6 is all kinds of different robots. You can customize them. You can put all kinds of modifications on them. Chapter 7 is all about the starships. Has all of the starship combat rules. It has all of the modifications, the base ships, the classifications, everything you need to know. Chapter 8 are vehicles. So once you have the ships, there's all kinds of other land vehicles, Hummers, and a lot of other unique vehicles that you'll get to see in just a second. Chapter 9 is all about the walkers and the mechs. So if you're kind of in the mood to play something like a mech warrior, you could just look at Chapter 9 and come up with all the different rules, modifications, ways to customize them, and whatnot. Chapter 10 is very nice. I like this. This is a world maker. Basically, you can take all of the different charts and tables, and you can create an entire planet from what type of atmosphere it has, to the land masses, to the social structures, to the races, everything. Very detailed world maker section. And then last but not least are the travelers of Zenus, which is basically a bestiary. And there's, probably 30-40 pages of new sci-fi creatures that are not in the core book. So let's go ahead and start looking at these. As you can see, first right off the bat, there's a lot of new races that are not in the core book. And if you want to create, this is another good thing about it. And I'm not trying to rush through this. I'm actually trying to show you guys what everything in the book that's available to you. The resources of these books that Pinnacle put out for Savage Worlds are so abundant of information, and it gives you so many options to customize anything in the games. It's really great. Now this is a racial abilities to where you can create your own races, and here's all kinds of different things. 2 pages, and then it goes to a 3rd page of customizing a race. Really good. Here's all kinds of new races: from the Aquarian, the Aurochs, sort of like a quadpedal Minotaur / humanoid, the Avions, the Constructs, the Deaders, the Florins, the Humans. It's kind of, the Humans are in the core book, and I believe that's about the only one. But there's Insectoids, as you can see here, the Collians, the Rakashans, the Saurians, the Serants, and then the Yeti. How cool is it to be a Yeti in a book? I mean, no game has a Yeti. I haven't seen one anyway, so I do like the Sci-Fi Companion. If I was to have a player come up to me and say, "Hey, can I play a Yeti in a fantasy game or whatever setting?" I'd probably say, "Sure, let's have fun with it." So much like the core rule book, there are pages of hindrances. And these are all sci-fi themed hindrances that would customize your sci-fi game. There's new edges that also go along. Background edges, professional edges. Now, here's a very extensive chapter for gear, which, I mean, the core book already has a megaton of great gear, but the Sci-Fi Companion actually adds a lot more. And it actually goes into detail what the 3D printers do, the comm links, any type of like energy tent, exoskeleton armor. I mean, it really goes into grave detail, which is really nice. It talks about all the different types of armor, all kinds of close combat weapons, and ways that you can modify them with additional charges. So not only are you going to get that power blade, but you're going to be able to customize it as well. And here's ranged weapons, new pistols, like flat guns, hand flamers, heavy flamers, and there's also some ways to customize these as well. And you can see that there are just pages and pages of different things that you can modify, and all new weapons itself. So here's the vehicular weapons. These are weapons that you can actually mount on the vehicles. There's all kinds of bomb throwers. I mean, cannons, flame weapons, grenade launchers, lasers. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Here's all of the missiles and torpedoes for your starships. We'll get to the starships in just a second. Here's a chapter on the settings rules, the different types of atmospheres. And this basically just goes into what a sci-fi setting should probably entail. Here's the CYBERWARE chapter. This is basically all of the things that you can, armor. There's all kinds of attribute increases, like implants that you can get for characters. So just more and more ways of customization for not only your equipment but your characters also. And there's several pages of those. Here's power armor. A chapter with all kinds of mods that you can basically trick out your armor. So as you can see, the theme here with the sci-fi, not only are there the power armors and all of the different power weapons, but man, you can do so much customization, and it just really makes your sci-fi game and your world that much better. And here's all kinds of different like examples of base suits of armor, and then you would modify on top of that. Here's robots. I mean, who doesn't want robots? Here's all kinds of different tables for glitches, modifications, tons more modifications. Here's stock robots that you can have. All the stats are there. And you can also use these as creatures too. So it's sort of like bonus bestiary. You can kind of fill in the blanks a little bit, maybe change a couple of maybe add an hindrance or maybe add an extra edge, and you can customize these all to your own liking. Here's the section on starships about, the different fuels, the different sizes of the ships, all of the stats, the crew numbers, whatnot, all of the different rules for repair, wages that you have to maintain the ship, the rules for starship combat, going into hyperspace, firing your weapons. This has everything. And of course, there's the critical hit chart that this is how you can actually, destroy any kind of ship. So I guess whenever you have the crits, then you would go to the 2d6 table here. And of course, there are probably several pages of starship modifications. As you can see, there's basically 3 pages. And then here's more stock starships that you can build on top of. And there's actually quite a few. Wow, everything from pirate ships to shuttles to cutters and light freighters. I mean, this is everything. Vehicles, everything from the mounts, the vehicle sizes, customization, and you can refer back to the core book that you can actually take those rules and make anything custom that you want, and then you can use these pages of modifications for modifying your vehicles. So there's 3 more pages of modifications for vehicles. Here's a bunch of stock vehicles, from motorcycles to sports cars to whatever you would see on planet Earth. Jet fighters. I mean, there's boats, anything. Now here's walkers. Basically your walkers and mech suits. And there are all kinds of rules for custom modifications for these pages of this stuff. Stock walkers. Here's the world maker. This is what I really liked. And as you can see, I mean, it literally goes from table 1, each step. What type of gravity, what type of dominant terrain, the type of atmosphere, the population density, the dominant government, and you can break it up not only for the entire planet, but you can actually create all the different land masses on the planet. The dominant law, all kinds of different custom tables, spaceports involved, the rules for the spaceports, and then here is the 30 or so pages of new creatures. They call them travelers and xenos, that stack on top of whatever is already in the core book. And as you can see, there are quite a few of them, about 20 to 30 pages worth. Acid pitcher to arc beetle, barbed tongue lizard, bleeder rabbit, boreworm swarm. Gotta have swarms. Every tabletop game, it should be mandatory they have swarms. I love swarms. Cyber dogs, all kinds of different crabs, dragon, giant eels, giant creatures, all kinds of plasma elemental creatures, gremlins. As you can see, this is a great addition on top of the... I mean, the core book's nice. I mean, you can definitely have a sci-fi game with this. But, guys, gals, the Sci-Fi Companion, this is a beautiful book. It's like almost 100 pages. It has literally everything. We went over that. I just showed you guys page by page. Mechs, world builder, settings, rules, races, items, all kinds of implants, cyborg, body parts, everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give Savage Worlds a chance. It's a great game, and it has so much versatility to any type of game that you want to play. I mean, literally, it has that much versatility. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, I will see you later.